Chicago is a city that is rich in diversity.
What makes the food memorable? All the stories that accompany it.
We are not food experts or concierges. We just love food.
We just love food.
We just love food.
Mexican place I went to, Taqueria Moran, which is in Logan Square. It is literally the best Mexican food I've ever had, and I've only gotten one thing there, and it is the burrito suiza, which is a huge burrito with melted cheese on the top of it, and that's what I always get. It's like $5 or $6, huge, fills you up like nothing else. And the reason I've been there numerous times, and it's right by this music venue called Pancho's. And so whenever I go to Pancho's, I go to this Taqueria Moran. So it's like I'm going to Pancho's to either watch a show or play a show, but it's not even like Pancho's is important anymore, because all I care about is this Mexican food. It's all I look forward to. It's all I want, and when I get it, it is like one of the most rewarding things. I know that's sad, but it is just super good. And I've heard all the other things are good. My girlfriend gets this taco salad, which is it's like this huge shell, like taco shell, like crispy, doughy taco shell with all this stuff in it, like lettuce and avocado and salsa and beans and cheese just pile into this huge shell. And also, I've heard the huevos rancheros, which is like egg-based dish, is also equally as good. So I would totally recommend it. Again, it's what I look forward to in my life. I'm a sad individual.
Okay, Annie, where did you go?
I went to Giordano's. It's close to Sears Tower, downtown.
Okay, and what did you get there?
I got a famous stuffed crust pizza with pepperoni, mushrooms, and green peppers.
Okay, and can you describe the pizza a little bit? What's so good about this pizza?
It's delicious.
What about it?
All of it.
Like what? The cheese, the sauce?
The cheese, the sauce,
Do they pile it on? Is it
crust.
subtle?
It's so good.
Okay, and maybe talk a little bit about you and your family when you go there.
Every time my family and I get together in Oak Park, if we want pizza, we always go to Giordano's. That's just like the place that we go. It's just kind of what we do. So yeah, it's kind of a pizza tradition type thing.
And you were talking about the fries. Is that like a kind of your little secret?
Yeah, I tried them. The first time I tried them was today actually, and I wouldn't think that fries there would be really good because it's pizza. That's what you think of. But got them today and they were really good. So yeah, you should definitely try them.
The Southern Mac and Cheese food truck, which it was my first experience with a food truck. I've never ever been on one or even really seen one. So it was my first experience, and it was pretty awesome. We got there, and I had no idea what to expect. It was right off the Red Line, so that's where we went. We went right off the Fullerton Red Line. And they had 4 dishes that they were serving. It was like Southern style pimenti, grilled hot dog. Can't really think of the other ones. But regardless, I got the Southern style pimenti. So it was mac and cheese and had red pepper, pimenti cheese, and horseradish. And it was super duper good. And I'm a big mac and cheese fan, I'm vegetarian, so I rely on a lot of pasta, and this mac and cheese is top notch. But so, funny thing, when we went there, we were able to ride in the truck. So that was both fun and terrifying. The truck, it's more like a van, I guess. And so you have the front where, you know, the driver in the passenger seat, and then behind it is just like stuff that there's like a heater where they keep the mac and cheese in, and like a cooler, they have drinks in there. And it seems like all this stuff can just topple over at any time. So that was a little frightening. And the guy who worked there, who I knew, and that's why I was able to ride on the truck, his name is Harry, but he would, to entice people, he would say things like, the only thing hotter than the mac and cheese is me, to people just on the street. And some people would smile at him, and others would give him weird looks. And the other one was, our mac and cheese is better than the Blagojevich verdict, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, mac and cheese is top notch. I totally recommend it. They have a store too in South Blue, and they have like 30 variations of mac and cheese. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
So Harrison Keys, I work on the Southern Mac and Cheese food truck. That I think that it's both easier and harder. It's easier because we can get to locations that real restaurants can't. They're stationary. But there also are a lot of laws in Chicago that prevent us from being certain places. We can't be within 200 feet of a restaurant, of a church, or a school. So that kind of prevents our distribution sometimes. But we also have the opportunity to be, if there's an event going on, we're able to stick around there. If there is just a bunch of people that like hanging out at the park during the summer, we can hang out there. There's pros and cons on both sides. You know, it's fun because you're in the middle of just like you're in the middle of the city. You're not like stuck and cooped in a restaurant. You can really talk to anyone that walks by. That's really fun. I think that a lot of people are really fun with the truck compared to a regular restaurant. Like, they think it's cool. It gets stressful because you do have quotas. Like, you get sent out with a certain amount of product, and even though it isn't really my responsibility to sell it, it is. I mean, I take it upon my own responsibility to try to sell the amount that they give me. I don't want to come back with 20 orders and they're not going to like my service. I think that the only way to really impress them is to keep selling. So that's where it only gets stressful.
Garrett's popcorn is like no other popcorn you will have in your life, guaranteed. The lines are always going out the door, down the block, and maybe even another one. That's how delicious Garrett's popcorn is. There's caramel popcorn, cheese popcorn, or if you're boring, there's the plain popcorn. But if you're crazy, you can get all three popcorns in one bin. Garrett's, it's a small, quaint little place. Once you walk in, you go right into the line. So I walk in with the camera, and I'm just scanning, you know, getting some video, some B-roll, and my camera locks onto this woman, and her eyes lock onto my camera for a good few seconds, and she knows I'm filming her, and I know that she knows that I'm filming her, and it gets awkward, and I beeline out of there. The Chris Crindle Market is in Daly Plaza. It's in the month of December, coincides with Christmas or Hanukkah, whichever one you celebrate. And it's a little German-themed market. You have great food and like little trinkets you can buy there, cheap holiday gifts if you want. It's pretty fun.
And so you ate there?
I did eat there. Every year when I go there, there's one thing I always get. Potato pancakes, or latkes as some people call them, with a side of applesauce and sour cream. It's a really, really good combo.
And is that a traditional German combo, do you know? That sounds a little strange.
As far as I know, it's German. It's German enough for me. There's a lot of beer there, so that's German, so I'm assuming it is German. First time I was there, it was on a school trip in high school, and me and my friends, we just explored around, goofed off, got some stuffed pretzels, you know, as kids do. We just had a fun time, you know, just meeting Santa, singing by the tree.
Did you meet Santa?
Oh, we did meet Santa.
Did you sit on his lap?
I did not. That would have been creepy.
Oh yeah. And what other kinds of food is there?
Oh, there's a bunch of German sausages. Bratwurst is the only one that comes to mind. There's sauerkraut, beer, and more beer. There's hot chocolate, chocolate-covered fruits, nuts, and various assortments.